You look at the most successful people in the world and think, they must be geniuses. But what if I told you, they're just really good at being delusional? Yes, delusional. They believe in things no one else can see. They pursue goals no one else understands. They fail publicly, epically, repeatedly, and yet, they show up again, like nothing happened. And here's the crazy part. It works. Not because the world rewards the smartest, but because the world eventually bows to the most relentlessly, absurdly, blindly confident. Echo effect. Delusional. Let's rewind. You see a kid drawing rockets in school. Everyone laughs. You'll never build that. Fast forward, Elon Musk launches SpaceX. This guy believed he could build a private space company, while the experts were saying, that's impossible. 3 failed launches. Millions lost. People were calling him a clown in a suit. But then, the 4th rocket flew. And now, NASA's renting rockets from him. Delusional. Maybe. But sometimes, delusion is just belief ahead of its time. Now let's talk Kanye West. Yes, he said things he shouldn't have. Yes, he's unpredictable. But he also said this one line. I am Warhol. I am Shakespeare. I am the #1 most impactful artist of our generation. And guess what? He actually became one of the most impactful artists of his generation. He didn't wait for permission. He declared it. Then went to work. Say what you want, but that level of self-belief is rare. And dangerous. Because when you truly believe, others start to believe too. Let me tell you about Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx. Billionaire. She sold fax machines door to door. Failed the LSAT twice. Had no business experience. But she had one wild idea. Footless pantyhose. Everyone laughed. She kept going. Manufacturers said no. Investors said no. She took her $5,000 in savings, and bet it all. Today, she's worth over $1 billion. That's not logic. That's not IQ. That's audacity. The kind that keeps knocking even after 100 slammed doors. The truth is, most people stop not because the world is hard, but because they run out of belief. They believe the critics. They believe the rejections. They believe their own doubt. But successful people, they believe something else. Something irrational. And that irrationality becomes their fuel. Let me tell you what delusion looks like. It's moving to a city with no money and no plan, just a dream. It's launching a startup with no connections, no capital, just conviction. It's uploading your first video, knowing no one will watch, but doing it anyway. It's writing that book, singing that song, building that thing, when everyone says, who do you think you are? You know who. Delusional. And that's exactly who changes the world. Because there's a hidden power in delusion. When you believe in something hard enough, you bend reality around it. You pull people into your vision. You create momentum from nothing. The brain can't always tell the difference between belief and reality. So if you believe you're unstoppable, you start to act like it. And over time, so does the world. Steve Jobs once said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. He wasn't joking. He was one of them. And he surrounded himself with other crazies, people willing to break things, fail fast, and never settle. He wasn't the best engineer. He didn't code the Mac. But he had a vision, and the madness to protect it at all costs. Sometimes, that's all it takes. Let me be clear. Being delusional doesn't mean being reckless. It means being unreasonably optimistic. It means refusing to let realistic people talk you out of your calling. It means protecting your imagination like it's your only currency. Because, honestly, it is. So the next time someone says, be realistic, smile. Because realistic people don't invent electric cars. They don't start fashion empires from dorm rooms. They don't change culture with a verse. Delusional people do. And in a world that rewards confidence over caution, maybe a little delusion is the most rational thing you can have. This isn't a call to be arrogant. This is a call to believe before there's evidence. Because belief is the first form of power. And everything else follows. So, go ahead. Dream big. Start small. Be bold. Be weird. Be laughed at. Be underestimated. And above all, be delusional enough to not quit. Because the truth is, the world doesn't need more geniuses. It needs more people crazy enough to keep going. Echo effect. Delusional, but driven. And that's how ordinary people become extraordinary. But maybe you're still doubting. Still thinking, yeah, but that's not me. Okay, let me introduce you to a kid from Compton, who used to practice beats in his bedroom while his friends laughed. Dr. Dre. He didn't just change music. He changed sound. He created an empire off an identity the world tried to ignore. Beats by Dre. Billion-dollar brand. Music. Culture changing. Legacy. Untouchable. And it all started with one delusional belief, that his sound would shape the world. Or maybe you've heard of Colonel Sanders. 65 years old. 1,009 rejections. One chicken recipe. He knocked on doors, got told no, slept in his car, and still believed his recipe was worth the world's time. Now his face is on buckets across the globe. Delusional. Definitely. But powerful. Let's go global. In India, there was a man named Dhirubhai Ambani. No Ivy League degree. No family wealth. Just raw ambition. He started selling fabrics on the street. People mocked him, called him overreaching, crazy, a nobody. Now, Reliance Industries is one of India's biggest empires. Delusion made into legacy. Still think it's about talent? Still think you have to be born into it? No. What you need is insane belief. The kind that makes no sense to anyone but you. The kind that gets laughed at. The kind that fails 10 times before it works once. The kind that makes your hands shake and your stomach churn, but still pushes you forward. Delusion is not weakness. It's creative defiance. It's your imagination telling the world, you haven't seen anything yet. So here's your permission slip. To be misunderstood. To be laughed at. To be doubted. To fail. To try again. To keep showing up like the outcome's guaranteed. Because sometimes, it is. Not because the odds are in your favor, but because you are. Soft echo. Delusional, but certain. The world belongs to the irrational. To the impossible dreamers. To the quietly obsessed. To the ones who don't quit. And you're just crazy enough to join them. And if you're still watching this, you're not normal. Not really. You're the kind of person who feels this. You've felt misunderstood. You've had people laugh at you. You've failed, been forgotten, and maybe started believing they were right. But listen. Just because you haven't made it yet doesn't mean you won't. Some of the greatest stories started with people who had no reason to believe, except that they did. J.K. Rowling? Rejected by 12 publishers. Single mom. Broke. She kept writing. Jack Ma. Failed his college entrance exam 3 times. Got rejected from 30 jobs, including KFC. Built Alibaba anyway. These aren't exceptions. They're patterns. Proof that belief can drag reality into existence. Even when nothing makes sense, you keep building. Even when the lights go out, you keep lighting the match. Because the truth is, your delusion is just vision that hasn't been validated yet. And one day, all the people who laughed, they'll say they always knew you could do it. They didn't. But you did. That's what matters.